Hey, quickly, just watch this. Start the timer. Um, Open the terminal. Start. Okay. Sec. Start. Apache. Hit enter. HTTP. Start. Hit enter. And that's it. Now it's just going to open localhost. It just takes some time because my computer is a potato for some reason. Okay. You can just see like it was very fast for me to open um localhost, right? Normally it would take like a few, maybe like 40 seconds or 50 seconds because I had to go here and then type xampp and then just go open xampp, and then after I open xampp I have to come here, type localhost like http colon localhost and all of this stuff. But this was all done using the terminal. So let me explain the magic behind it. It's a very simple thing actually. What I used was something called a bash script. Now let me show you what I mean. So if I do code gravy slash dot bash rc. So this is the file that we will be editing to get this effect done. Okay, hit enter and then minimize the terminal. This should open up pretty soon. Okay, now it opened up. Great. So let me just go to the very top of the bash file. So this is a config file which you can use to run your custom commands in bash. Like you can see, like I have a few aliases and then I have functions. I have three functions to be specific: start Apache, stop Apache, and HTTP start. And at the very end, I have an echo which shows my ASCII art. So I'll go over them one by one. And if you are interested in the code, I have linked it down below in the description. You can just go ahead and copy it. But without further ado, I'll explain the code to you and how the script works. So first off, you need bash to actually run this bash script. So I'm going to clear this just to, you know what? We're just going to start a new session altogether. So when I start a new session, you can just see like as soon as it starts, it's showing Mr. Bassett, right? Let's start from here. This is called an ASCII art. So how you can get this is by going to Google or just any browser in particular and type ASCII art generator, and you can go to any of these. The first one is a text, which is this. It's just basically a text. You can select the font you want. And the second one is an image. You can go into your image, and then in the image you can select whatever image you want, and then just maybe like here, I'm just going to select this, my glorious King Floyd, and just maybe like just go down, and then you can see like the beautiful image has been generated. Like you can just copy this and then just come into this, and then just go into the go here, hit O, and then just do echo. And then inside this, you can paste it. And then it's just going to work regardless. Like this is going to be your new signature. Also, when choosing your signature, do be careful. Like sometimes the dollar sign does show some errors. So I would recommend changing those dollar signs to something like semicolons by using just this find and replace function in your VS Code, or just switching changing into a different font altogether. But it ultimately depends on you. You just have to figure it out yourself. Okay. After that, let me just go ahead and go into the very top of the document, GG. Okay. I'm using Vim commands. That's why it's so easy for me. So next up is aliases. So what is an alias? So if I go ahead and type get status to get the get status of my current directory and hit enter, it's going to show me the status of get. But I have to type get status. This is like, well, how many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, like 11 characters. Instead, I'm just going to type 2 characters, GS, and then this is going to do the same thing as these 11 characters, right? So this is what aliases do. Instead of typing all of these characters, I'm able to type a simple command like gs and then execute this. So in this simple case, it was just 11 characters, but you can see like there's a reload alias, which has like a very large, like relatively long line. You won't be able to remember these things on first glance. And you can also run other things like, let's just say this type of command as well, using an alias as well. So what do I mean by this? If I just go here and do reload, this is going to run the reload, which basically reloads my bash session. And And that's what aliases are for. They are helpful to shorten the commands that you type. Okay, now you just learned how to make like an ASCII art, and the second one was how do you deal with aliases. Now I'm going to explain how the functions work. Okay, this is the last part of it, and we're going to go for the advanced function last, but we're just going to understand the basic ones first. So in the first one, you can see like it says start Apache is basically getting the PID. A PID is essentially just a port ID. So if I do PS, which means ports, and okay, and enter, you can see like there are a few ports, which are the 1974 port and then the 1928 port. And what this basically does is it checks if there is any port with HTTPD, and if there are any, it's going to get the port. That's just basically what this command, what this does, and it saves that port ID into PID, and then checks if that PID is null or not. If it is empty, I'm going to say if it is not empty, I'm going to say Apache is already running, and if it is empty, I'm going to start Apache. That's basically what this code does. And in the next one, it does the exact opposite. It checks if the port exists. If the port exists, it's going to terminate the port, and if the port doesn't exist, it's just going to say Apache is not running. So basically, if I go here, and since there's nothing running, let me just show again. There's nothing here, and I do Apache. It's not Apache start. It's start Apache. Hit enter and hit PS. It's going to start a at port 201. You can see like 2001. It started Apache. And if I do again start Apache and hit enter, it's just saying like the message. So vice versa happens. I can also stop it, but I'm not going to stop it because I need Apache for the next part. So you also remember that there was another command as HTTP start, right? Now what's up with this? HTTP start. So HTTP start basically converts the project directory. Depending on the project directory I am in, I have configured it in a way, if I am inside the xampp htdocs folder, it's going to take that path and then convert it into an localhost URL and then basically call the browser as a localhost URL. Okay. Now, this also has like an other side, which is I'm just going to change the directory to the C directory, user/user/desktop, and then slash desk. This is basically like another directory that I have. I'm just going to go there and then just say like I have a few files in here, and there's also an index.html. Now you can see like I'm inside the users desktop directory. I'm inside desktop. I used to be inside eShop, but now I'm inside desktop. I'm just going to go ahead and call the same function, which was http start, and instead of calling I don't know, so this time I want to call is the index.html, so I do -f index.html. So the -f is called a flag, and index.html is an argument to that flag. I'm going to explain it just in a bit. As soon as I run this command, it's going to open the index.html as a file path. So you can check, you can see like here, right here, you can see the first one is opened as a file path, while this one is opened as a local host path. So this logic has been defined inside the script. I'm going to show it to you in a sec. So you can see like this is the index.html. If I do cat index.html, and it's just going to give you like a very warming message, like whatever message that you want. Okay. And here we have this and these two. Okay, now you might be wondering like, well, what's the use case of this? Well, let me just show you what the use case of it is. I mean, again, I went back to my eShop folder, and I'm going to go ahead and first go through the code's initial logic. Let me just go down. And first off, I am declaring a few variables to hold the values. And then the first one is I'm actually counting a few flags. I'm counting a F flag, a B flag, and an I flag. So basically what this means is if I go into this and then just to clear, I can call HTTP start with three flags, an F, an I, and a B. These three flags can be used to call this. So what are these flags? -F stands for file. I have used -F for file. So in this case, if I wanted to open something called let's just go into my Explorer, and here inside you can see like there's an admin folder, and I want to open admin.php. In order to do this, it's very simple to do. I just say admin slash admin.php. So this is going to open admin slash admin.php file inside as a local host because I'm inside the htdocs folder. And if I just go like here, it's saying I, which means incognito, and then -b is going to be your browser. The incognito is not going to have any arguments parsed. If you just look at this in bash scripting, there's like a logic which says, basically this logic says, I'm just going to explain the logic. Hey, it's saying, hey, first off, I need to see is I'm going to be handling the errors, and then it's expecting an F flag, and there's going to be an argument for that F flag. Next, it's going to accept a B flag, and there's going to be an argument for the B flag as well. Lastly, it's going to accept an I flag, but in this case, there is no argument for the I flag. That's why you don't see the colon here. Okay, that's basically what this does. And then once you get these flags, you are setting up the values of file and then incognito and then browser. And if I go down, it's just validating this data. And then down here, this is to seen as if the file tag wasn't used, you need like a default path. This is where the default path has been set. And lastly, we have the file path decision, like the decision making block. Like this block is the one that decides if it is going to be a local host path or is it going to be a file path. Okay, and then setting up the default browser, we have these print statements, and this is the logic which calls the browser depending on the URL and the arguments that we parse. So let me just show you the output of it. So if I do this, the browser is going to be Fox. I can do Fox or Firefox because you can see here it's Firefox or Fox. You can just go with whatever. I can do Chrome or Goo to open with Google. You can define it however you want to define it, but I just want to do it like this. So basically what this argument does is it calls the HTTP start function and parses in for the F flag, it's going to parse in the value admin slash admin.php. This is going to be the argument that's parsed in. For I, there's nothing. It's just triggering the I flag. And then we have the -b, which triggers the browser for the browser. So if I just hit enter, okay, this will start my localhost as a Firefox. This should be the one that's actually doing it. Just give it a sec. It's going to take some time. Okay, nice. Okay. We have this. This is Firefox. I didn't actually type it. My mouse was in the screen this whole time. You can just see like it's still loading. That means I didn't start it. So you can just look at it. It just goes to show like, wow, this command is very powerful, isn't it? Yes, by default, you don't have this enabled, but this is the power of using the terminal and using the power of scripts. Okay, you can automate your tasks to make your workflow easier. This is very easy to use now. Now I don't have to go around and then deal with annoying issues and stuff. Now I don't have to go around and dealing with annoying issues and stuff. Okay, so with that being said, I think that's all that I have to say about the script for now. You guys can get this script from the description. You can just copy it and then paste it in your own browser, not browser, in your own bash.src. So in order to paste it, I'm just going to show it one last time. Just go here and then do open with code. And then what you need to open is going to be the .bash rc file and then hit enter. This is going to open the bash rc. If I just close this, and then this is going to open this again because the command takes some time to run. So if you want to know where the file is going to be located in, it's just going to be inside you just go into your own file directory, go to C, navigate to your own user's directory. In this case, mine is user. And then lastly, you can just go a little bit down and you can see the bash.rc file. If I right click and then just go with open with, I'm going to open with Notepad just to show you that this is the same file. Okay, I'm going to open with Notepad for now. And you can see like this is the same file, right? Just go down, you can see this is actually parsing in the arguments. And lastly, it's actually taking Basden. And in the very top, you have the comment as well. So this is basically the same file. You just have this file and just make this file if it's not available. And then just copy the script that's in the description. And then you can run these commands the same way. And if you want to customize this further, you can do so as well. That's completely up to you. So yeah, I wish you all best of luck. And do tell me what type of crazy things that you come up with while using these types of scripts, and I would be very much interested in knowing that as well. And if you do come across really good things, please share it with me so that I could also use them if I also find them useful. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.